chat. I'm a chud. Fuck, it's so cold, bro. Day 246. Yeah, it's like 1:30 a.m. I may have been on a YouTube binge the past hour and a half. I'm sorry, okay? I don't know, sometimes the dopamine just comes rushing. Anyway, we're out of that. But today, we got everything done, pretty much. We got everything done. We have not stepped outside of the house at all today, which is really bad. I was supposed to go for a run, but the weather turned bad. And I was like, okay, cool. Tomorrow it is. So now, but anyway, we did our usual. We dropped the LinkedIn post. We spent like 15-20 minutes just sending connection requests on LinkedIn, and then hopefully that should just build out our reach, and then the main goal, like I said before, is just distribution, just distributing our main offer through cold email pitches, but also distributing our top of funnel, just distributing our content on LinkedIn, and then once we are ready to deliver our strategy sessions, then I can deliver the rest of the funnel as is, and so I don't have to directly pitch on cold email, which I never really wanted to anyway. Another thing I need to sort out tomorrow is a middle of funnel solution. I just came across this bottleneck when I was just having a thought about the whole funnel itself. The bottleneck has us capped at once a week, once every 2 weeks now. The middle of funnel, the webinar, it acts as the sort of key lead acquisition, because that's where people sign up forms, and that's where people are actually signaling high interest in this pain point. They're highly aware of the pain point, and so not only is that a great qualifier, but it's also a great form of lead acquisition. I'm getting their emails, I'm getting their names, getting their company names, and all these details about them. And then obviously, and along the funnel, right, there's obviously each stage has its own conversion rate, like how each stage has its rate of bringing people to each next stage. The top of funnel is great, right? I'm focused on top of funnel distribution. That's the main goal right now. Once top of funnel distribution occurs, and then I've got a bottleneck, because let's say I've got loads of people in my top of funnel, and then I'm bottlenecked at being able to deliver a webinar once every 2 weeks, once every week, but realistically maybe once every 2 weeks, which means that yes, the webinar is great. I can hold up to maybe 50, 70, 80 people. All right, I acquire 80, and let's say I can convert like a modest 5% of those, maybe 10. Pretty good, by the way. 5%. That's four. And four of those people, they could convert it to the next stage, which is the paid qualifier. $450 for the strategy session. 450 times 4. Do the math. 1.8 grand, which is great. Yes, we do profit off this strategy sessions quite a lot, but even then, what is the conversion rate from that to the actual main offer? That might not be very high. Maybe it's like 30%. So 30% of 4, we're looking at just one person taking on the main offer, especially if our strategy session doesn't deliver, or if it over delivers and then they don't feel the need to opt into the main offer. Now obviously that's great, but the main bottleneck of the middle of funnel webinar is that the key lead acquisition is capped at once every 2 weeks, which is, it's fine, because I can obviously, it's super scalable. I can take on a lot of people in this webinar. It's just one dude, and then I can have so many people attend. And I can send follow-ups on people who missed the events, which is great. But then I'm like, okay, well, what if I can only deliver this, but what if there are people out there who are still willing to, they have enough awareness, and we don't want to fuck around with lead decay. Lead decay is a thing. So we want to get them in fast, The longer the sales cycle, the more likely they're just going to leak out of the funnel. So having something in that in-between of every 2 weeks, if this is webinar, in between those gaps, there are people there who are willing to just get through the funnel real fast. And then I'm like, okay, how do I capture that? So that's one thing I need to work on tomorrow. I need to work on building out the entire delivery of the strategy session. Just having a draft roughly, and then we can finalize it and just get really, once the product is there, I can then, once it's settled in my mind, I try to clear myself of any biases, and then just be like, okay, that's good. That's actually good. It's been 3-4 days, and I'm like, yeah, it's good. Or, oh no, what was I thinking back then, Yeah, so yeah, from 9 a.m. today to, that's it. Actually not 9 a.m. I'd say about 9:30, not 10 a.m. I did sleep in because I'm so tired, but then again, you think, okay, why don't you just go to bed early, right? And you've got a point there. So we are gonna go to bed right now. But yeah, I haven't stepped outside all day. I haven't really taken a proper break. Well, I kind of have, but involuntarily. Claude was tweaking out. And then on a side note, no, it might be too soon to announce this. I mean, yeah, it's too soon to announce this, but we'll mention it later, I guess. Just go watch Jason's video. Maybe he'll mention it, and then if he does, then I'll mention it and elaborate further on the next video. Peace. Today was a great day. Very fun. Yeah, bye.